with that, we're coming to our final segment of the show. We are coming to Anime Dartboard, which is an anime book club where we select an anime randomly off of my plan to watch list to a maximum of 350 minutes with an English dub, because it's very approachable and pretty easy to watch a 13 episode show in essentially 2 months. If you can't watch a 13 episode anime in 2 months with an English dub, I don't know what to tell you. You're not watching this. You're not watching this talk show that we're having for sure if you don't have that amount of time. So, anyway, all right. We of course are kicking into Hanayamata. Now, all right. What did everyone think of Hanayamata? Because you all totally watched Hanayamata, right? We all agreed to watch Hanayamata. You definitely watched Hanayamata. Which, an anime I think we described. One thing I want to address about Hanayamata is we described this as like K-On! Last time. It was like K-On! That we have at home. And I think now that we have all seen Hanayamata, we can all agree this is fucking nothing like K-On! This was nothing like K-On! This had almost nothing in common. The only thing this had in common with K-On! Was that there were cute girls in it. This wasn't K-On! In the fucking slightest. I think it was just the description that was on the Mal page that made us think K-On! Because yeah, if anything, this is very similar to a sort of Love Live. Which we all, of course, watched because we all remember the Love Live episode of Dartboard, so you definitely watched Love Live also. Or like a general sports anime. This was very sports anime vibed, with no narrative tension whatsoever for most of the show, right? I would like they enter a competition and then they lose really bad, and it like kind of just doesn't matter. So it's a very it like has sports anime vibe and sports anime structure, but at the end of the day, it's almost just like cute girls doing cute things, like distilled into its purest formula. Like there's very little impact of most of this. I would say that like what fucking got me at the end was I was not expecting the blonde girl to leave. That was fucking wild when the mom shows up and gets back together with her dad, and then ends up like taking her back to America. That I didn't see coming, right? Because she was like the whole catalyst for the plot, where like the main girl like sees her dancing at the beginning to sort of like get her out of her like comfort zone. There also like that was like a real surprise. And I do think it was a pretty impactful moment at the end when she manages to come back at the end. So I think that was pretty cool. The main character who's like stuck in her ways and like really like stuck in her sort of rut, and you know they mention at the beginning that she's like quitting shit all the time. I think it's really interesting that they keep flashing to this sort of like cheerleading mess up of hers. So I wish they would have elaborated more on presumably something she'd committed to before, which is cheerleading. And I'd have liked more interaction with that, maybe other characters outside mentioning this. Because like they did the cheerleading flashbacks, but we didn't really get an exploration of the cheerleading. So I wish we got more about the main character's history with cheerleading. But other than that, yeah, it was a solid show. I mean, I definitely enjoyed it. The opening's a banger. Can we talk about the opening being a banger? The opening is a fucking banger of this. But yeah, otherwise it was very. Oh yeah, what did we think? What did you think, audience who definitely watched Hanayamata because you were supposed to watch Hanayamata? What did you think about the subplot about the girl and her dad? To me, that subplot felt like it like ran through a little too quickly. It was like, I have issues with my dad, and I always do what my dad wants. And then she's like, Dad, we need to talk. And then she just joins the club the next time, and it's just like all is, and also like her dad is pretty neglectful, right? But So she's always doing what he wants, but then like it feels like there was no conflict because it sort of gets resolved immediately. I almost thought there was an implication that she was doing all of the shit against his wishes, but we don't really get a hint of that throughout the rest of the course of the show. So it feels like that whole plot line was like set up and then sort of, I don't want to say dropped, but I want to use dropped as a metaphor. Like it feels like a baby that the show was sort of like cradling, and then it just like takes the baby as cradling, and the whole plot line is just like throws it on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like it really did feel like they just sort of like let it go with a whimper, kind of. Am I wrong in that? I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed the show for sure. I think, what did I give it? I gave it like a 6 or a 7 or something like that. So I think it was an enjoyable enough show. I think there were definitely things to like. Absolutely nothing like fucking K-On! But it was sort of it had its flaws for sure. It had its ups, it had its downs, it had its surprises. So Hanayamata, that's what I thought about it. What did you all think about it? Because everyone, of course, totally watched Hanayamata because you were supposed to watch Hanayamata. What did you all think about Hanayamata? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What? Fucking crazy. No. No, I disagree completely on that point. Mm. Fascinating discussion. Glad everyone's participating in Anime Dartboard. You all rock. Okay. Well, moving on to the most disappointing part about my emote wall add-on is the fact that it doesn't portray the fact that that emote is moving. Okay, moving on to... Where are we? Here we go. Shuffle. 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 Jubi-chan, lovely Gantai no Himitsu. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? This came out in 1999. Jubei-chan. Is this what I don't know. Jubei-chan, the ninja girl, secret of the lovely eye patch. What the fuck is this? Jiyu Nonohana is an ordinary schoolgirl until she runs across a scatterbrained 300-year-old samurai who tells her that she's the reincarnation of Yagyo Jubei. With the help of the lovely eye patch, she transforms into the legendary swordsman whenever she needs to use his awesome fighting ability, which she needs to do quite often as the rival clan is dead set on conquering Yagyo's safety to satisfy an old family grudge. What the fuck is this? What is this and why did I add it? Why was this on my play to watch list? Action adventure comedy drama. It's 24-minute episodes. 13 episodes. Yeah, I guess you're on your own on finding it. This is a bizarre spin-off of Ninja Scroll, is it? It was made by Madhouse. What the fuck is that? This is directed by Akitoru Daichi, who made he directed the original Fruits Basket. He directed that one thing with the sexy wolfman, right? Yeah, he directed Sexy Wolfman. I think I've heard of Bokura ga Ita. We were there. I think I've heard of this for some reason. He directed Blue Gender. He directed Kodomo no Omocho. He did a lot of director of photography stuff. Oh, he was the creator of whatever the fuck this is. He was the creator of Carried by the Wind, Tsukikage Ran, which I've never heard of in my life. So, famous story right there. He did some Kaleidostar EDs. He directed a Conan movie. Oh, he directed They Were 11. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, finally, something everyone knows about. He did Rinshi Ikoto-chan, which I did a review of, so of course everyone knows about that because everyone's seen 100% of my videos. He directed Animation Runner Kuromi, which I've seen around every now and again. He excuse me. I guess he was the director of photography on Guyver. He does a lot of director of photography stuff. I'm getting the burps for some reason. Pardon me. He directed Sexy Commando Gaiden, which I've never heard of, but I feel like I need to point out on account of the fact that it's called Sexy Commando Gaiden. What the fuck? Yeah, he has not done a lot of note, actually, if I'm being real. It looks like in 1991 he won the Best Individual Achievement Award at the 4th Animation Kobe, probably for his director of photography roles rather than that. You've seen that? I mean, tell us about it. How is it, I guess? Whoops. Okay, yeah. Jubi-chan, the Ninja Girl, Secret of the Lovely Eye Patch. You're saying this is a spinoff of Ninja Scroll. Are we sure it's a spinoff of Ninja Scroll? What's the association with Ninja Scroll? Jubi Yagyo? Yeah, he only shows up in this. That's what I was told. Yeah, I don't think this has any association with Ninja Scroll. It was made by Madhouse. Did Madhouse also make Ninja Scroll? Who made Ninja Scroll? Oh, also Madhouse. Okay. I mean, there might be some association with Ninja. Maybe there was like a cameo or something, but I don't think this was a full-on spin-off. Because, I mean, you know what? You know what? This is Anime Dartboard. And in Anime Dartboard, everyone is supposed to watch the anime. So you have 2 months to watch this anime, of course, which everyone knows everyone does, and not just me. Everyone knows everyone watches this. To watch this, and we'll find out. We will find out in 2 months, by 2 months, whether this is in fact a Ninja Scroll spinoff or not. But yeah, I don't. I have no idea why I wanted to watch this. The only reason I can imagine that this would have come up for me at all is if I saw a clip of it on YouTube at one point, and I was like, this seems like a watchable show, because I feel like reading this description, I have never heard of this anime. I've never seen anything about this anime. I don't know anything about this anime. If this was not on my list of anime to watch, and it clearly is, I would assume that I have never heard of this in my entire life. So I guess here we go. We're going to check out Jubi-chan. Let's see how it fucking goes, I guess. And I guess that's the end of Anime Dartboard. So thanks for stopping by on that.